Good morning and welcome to A1 Vacuum and Sewing's live stream for Tuesday, July 9th. And it's at this time when I go, do I remember how to do this? And did everybody who watches forget about us? We are back. Very nice break. For me, when I take a break like that, it means I take a break. So if anybody has had an email response from me, it most likely came from Jeanie, who is probably still working more than she should. But I did have a most wonderful vacation. Had a handful of days to kind of dig out and get life in order and do the things that I needed to do here, although that'll continue this week before Jeanie gets back, and which was good. I felt like I was able to leave and unplug, and then I spent a most wonderful 5 days in Great Basin National Park with my daughter and a friend and one of my best friends. And it was, I haven't had a camping trip that long in a while, and I'd forgotten how wonderful it is to forget what day it is. It was good. And yeah, I still have lingering some like in the mornings, like I'm still clearing my cold, but yeah, it was I was much better, like I got much better every day once I was on that vacation. So quick update on what's going on in the store. We actually have quite a bit of delivery to do. So furniture arrived the day, and I wasn't even, it was funny because I hadn't been paying attention, but Pat hadn't mentioned that he sent it. But a number of items of furniture arrived, so I'm going to be reaching out to folks regarding their furniture and then arranging for delivery of some of that furniture. So the guys will be helping me do that throughout this week. As such, we got pretty caught up prior to vacation. I think everybody that had stuff here, was prepared to leave it during that period of time. And it was, but the guys got us really caught up at the end there, which was pretty impressive. So I'm going to be saying 2 weeks, but we may very well be closer to a week. And that's kind of par for the course. This is vacation time. And so it is not uncommon for us to catch up a bit, just because one of the things that happens over these vacations is everybody else is on vacation too. In fact, I was calling some folks that still need to pick up machines from the quilt show, and almost everybody I called was like, I'm on vacation, I'll be in a couple of days, or I'll be in a week, or whatever. So yeah, I had somebody commented, Karen commented that she loves Great Basin. I had spent a night just randomly camping and dispersed camping in Great Basin. One time driving home from Moab. But that was as much experience as I'd ever had in Great Basin. So Great Basin is super cool. There's a lot more water there than I expected. And in talking to the rangers, they say that water is there year round, which is impressive. It's kind of cool. And then what would I tell people about it? It's vertical there. Everything starts low and ends high. So like I was sore hiking, and my daughter's a big hiker. So keeping up with a couple of 19-year-olds was, I feel like I came home in better shape than I left, which is good. But it is really cool there, and there are no bugs. Like that was the craziest thing, is I feel like anywhere you go right now, as it's getting hot, mosquitoes are everywhere, but there are no bugs there. And so, and we did kind of we talked to the rangers and kind of went, what are the, we're here and we're going to be kind of hardcore hiking over 3 days. What are the best hikes? And we did those hikes, which was really cool. Climbing Wheeler was cool. But also a rude awakening. It was like a lot getting up there. And my lungs were still recovering. Like coming off a Wheeler, I could barely talk. I think some of you have seen Jeannie's posts. She is shopping and eating her way across Korea. She actually said something to me. I talked to her last night before I went to bed. They are 14 hours ahead, and it's like 14 hours in a day. So it is at this point 1:38 in the morning on Wednesday in Korea. She is I talked to her yesterday, and she is like, you're not going to believe I'm saying this, but she goes, I am officially shopped out. Which, Jeannie, I always complain that when Jeannie shops, she has to touch everything. And that actually came from one of her friends. Like when she and I started dating, I made a comment that Jeannie was a professional shopper, and her friend said to me, I can't stand shopping with Jeannie because Jeannie feels like she has to touch everything in the store. And that's true. So Jeannie can take a store that would take me 2 minutes to shop in and turn it into like a 4-hour experience. But I talked to her yesterday, and it was probably like 1:30 in the afternoon, and she was like, I am shopped out. Which was just floored me. I was like, really? And she was like, I think part of it too is it's humid and it's hot there, and a lot of the places I'm sure she was going, a lot of the kages, the storefronts, are outside, or they like open the front of the store, and it's probably it was probably also really hot. So let's talk about this week, upcoming events this week, etc. So if you bought a new machine at the store, I know Michelle has been reaching out and getting you scheduled for your classes over the next couple of weeks. That is a big focus for us, is to get those the luminaires and the other machines that were purchased through their classes. It does look like there is a Brother Baby Lock accessory class tomorrow. That is from 10:30 to 1:30. Suzanne, I think, is teaching that class. Excellent class. So if you bought your machine here, it's included. If you didn't buy your machine here, and it's an amazing number of people that didn't buy their machines here have taken that class. And it is that is one of those classes that quite frankly, we hear it all the time from people saying, I just don't have my my store, my local store, just doesn't have that. Just doesn't have that class, and I didn't know. You know, there's always something to learn about the classes. I'm actually gonna post this to Facebook as well. Let's see here, Facebook. I'm gonna be digging out quite a bit today. I'm gonna talk about more classes in a second, but I am gonna be digging out quite a bit over the course of the day, kind of figuring out the lay of the land. I got through, we must have shipped probably 75 to 80 packages. I ended up in the store that Saturday. I came into the store again for a couple hours that Monday to try to get some stuff out. But for any of you that are waiting for packages, waiting for items, we will, I'm sure, be digging out from that over the next couple of days. So we appreciate your patience and our ability to take a little bit of a break. But we will be getting through that today through the end of the week. Jeanie was funny because when I talked to her earlier in the morning yesterday, she was like, "Are you going into the store?" I'm like, "No, I'm not going into the store. I am going to get through cleaning up from my trip and get all that done prior to going back in the store and take one more day to relax and get that done." You know, Jeanie generally burns out most of her friends. So the only friend that Jeanie has that shops the way that she does is Sage. But most of her other friends, I think they burn out and they say no mas prior to Jeanie. So, and I know Jeanie and I talked about a couple things, and I'll talk about that more as the live stream goes on here. So then Thursday, July 11th, we have the Anila Hoey Box Clear Pouch class. That's Thursday, July 11th from 10:30 to 1:30. Is that class full, Michelle?
I opened it up for a few more. But I don't know if anybody signed up over the break.
Okay. Yeah. One of the challenges for us is that when we do classes in the summer, it's like 80 to 90% of the people that are signed up for the classes don't do them. They're watching the videos because they're on vacation, they're with grandkids, or they're doing their other stuff. But that is on Thursday, July 11th from 10:30 to 1:30. Jeanie is going to get home. She keeps telling me she's coming home on Friday, but she gets in late on Friday, and I think more realistic is that she comes home on Saturday. I need to figure it out, but I have a wedding on Saturday. So I will be in the store on Saturday. The store will be open, but I may not be here all day. I think my wedding's at like 3 or something like that. So I will probably come in and take off around 2 to get to a wedding. I'm out of practice, right? Like, remember that time in your life where everybody's in their like 30s and everybody's getting married? And then like in my world, because my brother and my sister are older, there's like a period of time where all of their kids were getting married. I haven't been to a wedding in a couple of years. I was like talking to a buddy. I was like, do people still wear suits to a wedding? Or do people just wear like a jacket and a shirt? I think most people are just doing that. It's gotten a little more casual these days. And then we have the Kimberbell Digital Dealer July Bloom Pincushion. Thank you, Secretary Mundy. at 10:30 to 12:30 on Friday, June 12th. So those are the classes that are going on in the store this week. Let me look through here. So yeah, I think we are all set on that front. We've had a number of people reach out. So over the break, several of you started to see some information from local dealers or dealers for whom you're on email lists about information sessions regarding the new machine. So Jeanie and I are going to talk tonight. And that conversation is going to be kind of twofold. I had a conversation this morning with the folks at Brother, because we have had a number of folks outside of the area pre-purchase, get their place in line for the new machine. And so one of the things that Brother has stipulated is a lack of digital communications. Like, they want stuff to happen in person. And so next week, one of those afternoons, Jeanie and I will do an in-store information session where we will share with everyone locally everything we know about the new machine. We can't share any digital information beyond what Brother has already shared, but we can tell you the features that we're aware of and like basically the information that we have that we have received, we can share. So we will do that sometime next week once Jeanie is back, kind of a presentation and a Q&A. For those of you who are not local, we are going to work something out to do stuff with you. So the whether that be phone calls with individuals or something other than that, we will let you know. We're working that out with Brother right now. And so, the reality is, and it's funny because Cheryl said I got phone calls. The reality is, we're not even supposed to do it over the phones, but we are, well, and Cheryl, like, just so you know, so some of this stuff is misleading. There are 1,000 special new machines. One of the things that we're waiting to hear, and one of the things that we've been told, is that we've only been allocated 2 of those. So the allocations on the new machines are very different. And so it's a little disingenuous, possibly even misleading, for a dealer to say, hey, there's 1,000 of these special ones, the limited edition, and we'll just have to talk about that at another time. So that's part of the reason why we're going to do this information session. And it also gives us another week of new information, because we get new information about these machines as it goes on. Part of what we're also doing is I'm having conversations with some furniture people so that I'll be able to answer questions about things like where the machine goes, where it sits, etc. So just stuff to understand. But that's going to happen next week. I'll have more information about that, and we will talk about that as the week goes on. Prior to vacation, I think it was Miss Shep was asking, do I have any dream machines? So I, at this point, have a used Destiny in the store. And I believe I will have 2 new or 2 used Dream machines. So LaDonna, like what stores are supposed to do is in-store information sessions. We've reached out to say, what do we do for our folks that have put down deposits, given that some of you are not local. So, yeah. And once again, Cheryl, I don't know, like that's something that we'll be covering in our information session. And, I'll have a lot more information about that quickly. Oh, that's good news, Alice. That, you're it's funny because you're in an area that everybody talks about there being dealer deserts. And New York, the greater New York City area, I don't know if you count yourself as being greater New York City. But that area is one where there aren't a lot of dealers. So it is, in any case, you will have, an opportunity next week to come in and basically find out everything that we know. And if you're one of our folks out of town, we're working that out as well, and we will get that all set and taken care of. Part of the reason we are waiting for next week is, I think I can provide some insight, but Jeanie, as a practical user of the machine, will be able to provide a lot of insight. So that is, Alice, I'm in Bernina country. Yes, there's some Bernina dealers there for certain. So, without further ado, I'm going to get to work. I've got a lot of shipping to do, a lot of digging out to do. I need to touch base with the guys, etc. And Lynn, yes, when I talked about those times, I did, I was talking 10:30 Pacific time. Let's see here. And Miss Shep, I may give you a call today. I think, was it you who was asking about the Dream Machine? Let's see here. So, let's see here. I think, how is Jeanie holding up? I think Jeanie's having a wonderful time. And like I said, she is eating and shopping her way through Korea. She made a comment to me yesterday because I sent her with like a giant bag with a bag in it, so that she would have 2 smaller bags with which to come home. She made a comment yesterday about being concerned about how she's going to make it home with her smaller bags. So we will see if she ends up also buying additional luggage. Yes, without further ado, I'm going to get back to work. We appreciate you. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great day and make something awesome. I hope this afternoon that Jeanie and I will nail down the information both for our in-town and out-of-town folks regarding our information session. And we can't wait to see you.